Why you told the story about Kerry and Obama and how Kerry was invited to join the One Belt One Road initiative. I'd never heard that story before.
Yeah,
we'd be in a very different position today if Obama
by the way,
yes.
Kerry goes on to say, you know, in life you have these missed opportunities. It's the single biggest missed opportunity in my life, politically.
I mean, it certainly has completely reshaped the international development world. The World Bank, the IMF are now second fiddles, really, to that effort.
本期视频的主人公是约翰 ·L· 桑顿 （John L. Thornton）， 高盛前总裁，巴里克黄金执行董事长。2003年开始在清华大学全球领导力项目教授兼主任，几十年来深耕中美领域，与中方高层关系密切，是当之无愧的中国问题专家。本次讲座由德克萨斯大学公共事务学院院长 JRB 德沙佐主持，内容主题聚焦中美关系，旨在为中美共存与合作提供思路。
So, one of the things then that I think it would be helpful for us to understand is what are the policies that he's implemented and why. And you mentioned the number of countries that have remained neutral with respect to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. One can't but wonder how much the One Belt, One Road initiatives, which supported the trade both within Asia and China's connection to natural resources and the rest of the world economy through this initiative have played a role in that outcome. Can you talk about what you see as the importance of what that initiative looks like?
Okay, well, One Belt, One Road is a perfect example of something. And I didn't know this until I was told this by John Kerry. So John Kerry told me that in, I think it was 2013, he was the senior American at one of these international meetings that Obama could not attend for one reason or another. And so he was the person who took the meeting with Xi Jinping. And Xi Jinping in that meeting said to John Kerry, by the way, let me tell you about something I'm thinking about. And he laid out the One Belt, One Road. And Kerry said to him, oh, that's very interesting. Why don't we do this together? And Xi Jinping says, that's a great idea, let's do this together. And Kerry came back to Washington, and he said before he got off the plane, the Treasury Mandarin said, cut his legs off, and there was no chance it was going to happen. So it never got to Obama's desk as kind of a strategic question. But I tell you that story because if you were reading today the characterization of One Belt, One Road, you would think this was some kind of malevolent tactic to get control of the world on the part of the Chinese, which it is not. It is exactly what it's what they say it is, which is to extend a model of development into as many countries as it wanted, who desperately need it.
So let me ask about that, though. I mean, I think, again, many of us might think that domestic politics determines and shapes a country's foreign policy. And I happen to think that that's probably true in the U.S. as well. Why, you told the story about Kerry and Obama and how Kerry was invited to join the One Belt, One Road initiative. I'd never heard that story before.
Yeah,
we'd be in a very different position today if Obama
by the way,
yes.
Kerry goes on to say, you know, in life you have these missed opportunities. It's the single biggest missed opportunity in my life, politically.
I mean, it certainly has completely reshaped the international development world. The World Bank, the IMF are now second fiddles, really, to that effort.
When I talked earlier about Chinese modernization that I attended this last Monday, so Chinese modernization, I won't go into all the details, but there basically are 5 central characteristics of it, one of which is a peaceful world. Second one of which is common prosperity. Third one of which is harmony between man and nature. So the foreign minister went through this whole thing, and then there were 5 of us asked to comment on it. And I said, in my comments, I said, listen, those of us who have ever run anything know, plans are one thing, execution is another. Execution is the whole thing. So my advice to you, the Chinese, would be, if you're going to hold yourself out as believing in these things, I mean, who's against any of these things? Who's against world peace? Who's against harmony between man and nature? Who's against common prosperity? Nobody. 10 out of 10 people. There's nobody in this room who's going to be against any of these things. So that's not the issue. The issue is, are you actually going to do what you say you do? And if you don't, you're going to suffer the same negative blowback that countries like the United States get when they were seen as being hypocritical.